Hey everyone, welcome to another Paragon video. In this video I'm going to explain why characters are broken and why characters are not broken, and I'm also going to talk about what cards are just outrageous and just completely breaking the game right now. So let's start. Now the first thing that I want to talk about is the person that they buffed, Clang. The community corner talked about how they needed to increase his circle and his snare and his tether, making it easier to land. While that's cool and all, it doesn't give any type of skill based judgment into the game anymore. Now it's like I can just throw my sword because hey, I have a giant range and 90% of the time I'm gonna hit somebody with it. In my opinion, that should not be the case. That was what made Paragon unique. This was a bad call on Epic's part. This is a bad call from the dev leads on this, and they should lower it back down. In all opinion, they should lower it back down, make it a skill shot, make it more challenging, because that is what makes Paragon so different compared to all the other MOBAs out there, and the fact that it's third person and all this other stuff. But this buff to Quang was not necessary, and it should be definitely removed, or something along between middle lines so we don't have so many new players playing Quang and thinking they're God. So this is the first buff that I did not like on Quang, and I hope to see they did talk about other characters coming into play, and I really don't hope I hope that they don't buff other people's snares. Like if they buff Sevrog's snare on people, like that AoE range, if they buff his subjugate, tongue twister for me. This would be stupid. Like it would just, it's like, okay, I'm gonna snare you and knock you into my team. It's like if they buff this because of movement scene crap, it's just going. I'm done. Like, just stop while you're ahead, because you're going to destroy your own game again. And yeah, people get used to it because people enjoy the game still. But if you break all the heroes, there's nothing left, right? And expanding the circle, removing skill shots essentially, you're hurting yourself. And in the long run, you get more people because people want to play a brawler, and that's what your game's going into if you keep moving this direction. So now, like I said, the main champions right now you're going to see in a lot of games. You have the Quang, you have Rampage as well. These two are pretty much a solid picks right now because of their regen ability and the lifesteal ability, plus their high HP starting point. The next couple of heroes that you're going to be seeing is Steel and then Feng Mao. Those are probably the hardest hitters that you're going to see in mid low range, anywhere from gold up to maybe almost diamond in plat as well. All through plat, you're going to see a lot of these characters picked because of how strong they are. Feng Mao's attack is a lot higher, and his ability to blink in and out and have a shield makes him pretty much unstoppable in a lot of factors, and he can 2v1 pretty simply. And I'll show you why, because of the cards that he equips that are broken, makes him so strong. The other characters that are super strong, again, because of the same cards that Feng Mao and all that DPS build, Aurora, Shinbi are super godlike strong just because of these items, and because they're such a high nuker class, they do tons of damage without really having any extra ability damage from intellect or from an actual card that would give them increased ability damage. Their base ability damage is so high that they can just build tank and destroy any carry and destroy any squishy in a lot of factors. Now, there's a couple of other heroes that have been bugged. I believe Revenant's ulti is bugged still, but those heroes I believe are just broken because of the cards I'm about to discuss. So let's go on to the cards. Now, the cards that are the first most broken card right now in game, let's just go ahead and start with it, is Unstable Cyborg. This card is by far the most broken card in game. They did mention in the community corner that they are nerfing it because it's too OP. But I haven't seen any news or what they're going to nerf on it. Power, basic armor, increase the cooldown rate, which should be increased, reduce the chance, which should be reduced, and change it from all enemies to only enemy heroes. So this card can't be used against Prime, Raptors, minions, jungle. This card, if that gets nerfed, this card becomes just an average card. It's not a game changer. right now it's such a big game changer. If you have 2 to 3 people on your team running this card and you all group up and dive, most likely you're not going to survive. And if you really want to, the next comboing of this card, you have Unstable Cyborg, then you jump into Growth. Well, the first card that you should be building in any deck now is Growth Totem. Growth Totem just gives you too much power, too much effect for every minute, and it's a snowballing effect. I get it at 10-minute mark. Anywhere from 8 to 12 minutes, you're okay. I really, really recommend getting it before the 10-minute mark. I buy it out around 2,000 gold. I use my pips, get it down to 2,000 gold, and that's when I buy it. I prefer to have it earlier than waiting a couple minutes because then I lose the power, I lose the HP. Earlier you get it, bigger snowball effect. And since this has no limit, the snowball effect is just gigantic. So it's up to you on this card, but this card is number 1 in my list of building in every deck right now until they nerf the power or they nerf the HP. One of the two have to be nerfed. I don't know which one they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to remove something or just leave it as is. If they leave it as is, they need to insert a card that can hurt HP. Something that can reduce HP growth so that this card can't snowball. Put a limit, put something on it. Something needs to happen to this card. I don't know what though. Now the next card mixing with Unstable Cyborg and Growth Totem is One of the Tribe. In my opinion, One of the Tribe is one of the strongest cards out there, especially with a 5-stack group. You gain 15 power for every hero nearby. It's 15 times 4. That's destructive power. Like you just instantly gain 15 times 4 power for just being next to each other. And this game is a huge grouping game. I was like, okay, so I have Unstable Cyborg, One of the Tribe for damage output, so we're all bursting damage. We all have One of the Tribe, or if I'm just running it from a DPS, and then I have Growth Totem, so I have tons of HP. I have armor for just defense, basic defense, and then One of the Tribe for more damage outbursts. So I have one of my team tanks is running on Broken Spirit, so he can dive in front. Maybe 2 of us are running One of the Tribe to burst a ton of damage. Our nukers is going in and wiping people. It's just a lot of possibilities. You have tons of options here, but One of the Tribe is definitely one of the cards I would recommend trying out, especially as a bursty as an 80 carry or as a DPS, like offline DPS. You can try jungle, but I really recommend jungle going more tanky than anything. Now, Unbroken Spirit speaks for itself, gives you ability armor, HP, and power, and this card gives you healing ability based off your max health. So you stack it with Growth Totem, and you gain HP from it, and you keep healing every time you get CC'd. Stun, a knock up, something like that, you're healing. You're just constantly healing. So you can mix and match in how you want to play this out. But in the long run, if you have Unbroken Spirit and Growth Totem, and then whatever card you want to run after that, you're going to heal for a lot. You could be able to dive in and survive most of the time. Now, there is a counter to this card, and it's already in game. So this card is broken to a point, but it is counterable, and that is by using Blight. Everybody knows Blight. Everybody's been using it now. I've seen it in more and more games. A lot of people are running it. A lot of people are trying to counter builds. So Plague Lord Malik is one of the best cards to run if you see a Clang or Rampage. Even a Feng Mao, somebody that's going to, it's going to have lifesteal. Look at their builds. You see if they're running death, they're going to be running lifesteal probably. If you see a Feng Mao, a Clang, or Rampage, you need to build Blight. That should be your first item because of the AoE slow, because of the Blight, but it also gives you power and HP and mana. Nukers or support should be getting this. I don't recommend jungle or offline getting Plague Lord Malik unless you're a nuker like Shinbi or Aurora. Then this card works perfectly fine for you. But if you're melee, don't build Maliks because it just doesn't help you enough. Your mid laner or your support needs to be building this. Now, cards I believe are useless in this meta right now is the new Protective Sentry card. Not new, sorry. The Protective Sentry card, it doesn't really give you any effects that are helpful. Yeah, you can place a ward every 65 seconds, gives you some armor, but you're a -1 card now. You are stuck with a -1 card instead of just buying the consumable, which at least lets you buy as many as you need, put them all around, and then equip your cards back. This card hurts you. I don't recommend anybody using it. I say switch it out. Use the 300 gold one, place 2 wards, and then get your items back up. Now, after that, you can get what you need to, but growth order is probably ideal. So you can also go death order. Get your blight if you want to run that, and then just stack HP on top of that. It's how you want to build it, but I don't recommend using this card right now in this current meta, mostly because everybody's just running so much HP, and the fact that you can only place one ward every 65 seconds, and wards are so easily destroyed at this point. They can help, and they can be very, very destructive to your team, especially as a support character. So I recommend using the 300 gold one. Gives you 2 charges, and it's much better in my opinion than using Protective Sentry. So that is my quick overview on what's broken in Paragon right now. I highly suggest, if you're not running Unbroken Spirit and Growth Totem right now, give it a try. Go have fun with it. They will be nerfing Unbroken Spirit. No, sorry, I didn't mean that. Unstable Cyborg. They're going to be nerfing Unstable Cyborg, so give it a try before they nerf it. And if you haven't tried it out yet, try it out. Growth Totem, Unstable Cyborg, Unbroken Spirit. That's essential. If you don't want to run Unbroken Spirit, you can run Amplified Magic if you're playing like Shimbi Aurora. Even you can run this build on really just about anybody, and that's how stupid the build is. It makes you tanky, it makes you high HP, and it makes you be able to burst damage because, hey, who doesn't like bursting 125 ability damage every time you get hit by anything? So there's a lot of problems with this card, and they are nerfing it. So I hope, for Paragon's sake, that they do monitor all the cards and start fixing up a lot of the bugs that do pop up. Again, I hope this video helped you. I hope it was informative. Focus on working with your team. Focus on who's going to build Blight. And if this helped you, please hit that subscribe button. Like always, take it easy.